What if I told you that the thing you're worrying about right now doesn't actually matter? I know, it feels important. That meeting, that text you haven't replied to, that future you're trying to predict, or the past you keep replaying. But here's the truth. Worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. Most of us live trapped in our own thoughts, wasting hours spiraling about things we can't control. And that mental noise? It's stealing your time, your peace, your energy. But what if I told you there's another way to live? For centuries, the Stoics philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca faced wars, exile, and death, yet lived with clarity and inner peace. Why? Because they focused not on what happens to them, but on how they respond. That's the shift I want to offer you today. This isn't just ancient wisdom, it's practical, powerful, and deeply freeing. If you're tired of anxiety running your life, if you're craving stillness in a chaotic world, this video will change everything. I'm going to walk you through 6 Stoic techniques each, one designed to break the cycle of overthinking and help you reconnect with what truly matters. Let's get started. Your freedom from worry begins now. Let me ask you something. How much of your day is spent worrying about things you can't control? Think about it. Maybe it's how your boss will respond to your ideas, or whether that person will text you back, or what might happen next week, next month, next year. We've all been there. That mental loop spinning over the unknown, the uncontrollable. It's exhausting. But here's the first lesson from Stoic philosophy that can change everything. Focus only on what you can control. Let go of what you can't. It sounds simple, right? But it's powerful. Because the truth is, most of what causes us stress isn't actually in our hands. We can't control other people. We can't control the economy. We can't even fully control tomorrow. But we can control how we show up today. Let me give you a real example. Say you have an important meeting tomorrow. You can't control whether people will agree with you or how they'll react. But you can control how you prepare, your attitude, your presence in the room. That's where your power is. The Stoics believe that peace of mind comes not from trying to bend the world to our will, but from mastering ourselves, our thoughts, our responses, our effort. That's what matters. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself one simple question. Is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. And if it's yes, take action. That's the first step toward real freedom. Let me share a counterintuitive truth with you that's deeply rooted in Stoic wisdom. If you want to stop fearing something, try imagining the worst case scenario. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, shouldn't I be thinking positive? Sure, optimism has its place, but when it comes to fear and anxiety, the Stoics had a different approach. They called it negative visualization. And it's not about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared. Here's how it works. Let's say you're about to give a big presentation at work. You've been losing sleep, worrying you'll mess up. So instead of pushing that fear away, what if you looked it in the eye? Picture it. You stumble over your words, the slides glitch, your boss looks disappointed. It's uncomfortable, I know. But now, ask yourself what then? Does the world end? Do you lose everything? Number, you feel embarrassed? Sure, but you recover. You improve. Life moves on. And that's the power of this practice. When we truly confront our fears, not avoid them, they lose their grip on us. We begin to realize that what we were so afraid of isn't as big or as dangerous as we made it out to be. Seneca, the Roman Stoic, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." So the next time worry shows up, don't run from it. Face it. Visualize it. Accept it. And watch how much lighter your mind becomes. That's how you reclaim your peace. Have you ever noticed that most of your stress doesn't live in the present? It lives in your mind racing through past regrets or fast forwarding to fears about the future. We replay what went wrong. We dread what might happen next. And in the process, we completely miss what's happening right now. But here's what the Stoics believed and what might just set you free. The present moment is all we truly have. The past, it's memory. The future, it's imagination. Only now is real. And that's where your power is. When we stay rooted in the present, we pull ourselves out of that anxious loop. We stop asking, what if I fail tomorrow? And start asking, what can I do today to prepare? Let me give you an example. Say you've got an important exam coming up. Worrying about the result doesn't help you pass. But spending an hour today studying with focus that does. That's action. That's presence. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic emperors, wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Because in the present, you can breathe, you can choose, you can move forward. So the next time your mind starts drifting into panic about what was or what might be, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what can I do right now that actually matters? That's how peace begins, one moment at a time. Have you ever been stuck in a moment that felt like it would last forever? A heartbreak, a failure, a season of stress or uncertainty. But here's the truth, nothing lasts forever. Not the pain, not the joy, not even the version of you that's watching this video right now. One of the most powerful teachings from Stoicism is this: everything is temporary. It's easy to forget, especially when we're hurting or overwhelmed. But the Stoics like Epictetus and Seneca remind us that impermanence is not a curse, it's a gift. Why? Because when you truly understand that no emotion, no circumstance, no hardship is permanent, you stop clinging, you stop resisting, you begin to live lighter. Think about it. That tough situation at work, it will pass. That heavy feeling in your chest, it will soften. And even your happiest days, they too will fade, which makes them all the more precious. This perspective doesn't make you numb, it makes you present. It helps you face today without fear and appreciate it without attachment. So the next time you feel stuck, remember this: this too shall pass. And when it does, you'll be stronger, wiser, and more at peace. Embrace the flow of life. Let go of the need for control, because everything changes, and that's exactly what makes life beautiful. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly stopped and listened to your own thoughts? Not just hearing them in the chaos of your mind, but really seeing them in paper. One of the most underrated Stoic practices is self-reflection through journaling. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and also a Roman emperor, kept a personal journal, not for others, but for himself. A space to question his worries, his judgments, and his choices. And if it worked for him, why not us? Here's the truth. When you write down your worries, you begin to see them for what they are. Not monsters in the dark, but often just shadows of your imagination. Take 5 minutes each day. Sit quietly, write out what's bothering you. Then ask, is this truly worth worrying about? You'll be surprised how often the answer is no. Journaling doesn't erase your problems, it organizes your mind. It creates distance between you and your emotions. And in that space, clarity lives. So next time your mind feels loud, don't scroll, don't run, just write. And let your thoughts meet the paper where they can finally start to make sense. Let's face it, comfort is easy. Warm blankets, predictable routines, staying where things feel safe. But the Stoics believe something radical. Discomfort is your greatest teacher. Think about it. Every meaningful breakthrough in life, starting a new job, confronting a fear, speaking up when it's hard, came through discomfort, not around it. It's in those moments when you're trembling, uncertain, maybe even failing, that your inner strength is being forged. Stoicism doesn't promise ease. It promises growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle on the path becomes the path." Pain isn't punishment, it's training. So the next time you feel that tightening in your chest, that resistance to doing something difficult, pause. Don't run from it. Lean into it. Whether it's an awkward conversation or a tough workout, embrace it like a personal trainer for your character. Each challenge is a chance to build resilience. Because if you only chase comfort, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. But if you welcome discomfort, you just might surprise yourself. So, now that you've heard the principles, the question is, are you ready to live them? Anxiety doesn't just show up. It builds like a habit we've unknowingly practiced for years. But here's the empowering truth. Habits can be unlearned. And Stoicism, it's not just philosophy. It's a practice, a toolkit, a way out. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Just start small. Focus on what you can control. Write out your thoughts. Pause when you feel fear. Welcome a little discomfort. Do that one thing today, not tomorrow. Remember, peace of mind isn't passive. It's earned through clarity, discipline, and trust in the process. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." And freedom from anxiety begins the moment you decide that your peace is more valuable than your panic. So take a breath, stay calm, and keep growing. Because the path to freedom, it starts now. If this video helped shift your mindset, consider subscribing for more Stoic wisdom each week. Drop a comment below. What's one thing you're going to let go of today?